All I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna win. No matter who you are. I'm winning this tournament. I'm heading straight to the top. Boo! What the crap, Bakugo? Boo! Hello, it is me, We Anime or Anime We. I'm here to bring you part 3 of What If um Deku had a gravity quirk. Sorry, it's getting hot in here. I don't want copyrighted, so I'm gonna shut up. I'm taking off my hoodie. Sorry. I should have done this before I recorded, started recording. But as we all know, I'm a big idiot when it comes to this stuff. Anyways, um, yeah, today's the UA festival. Last time we went over the USJ and the start of UA, like actual start of the story besides the backstory on episode 1. And guess what, guys? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? It's kind of fun. My Asta What If finally uploaded. It's amazing. It's a miracle. Oh my gosh. You do not know how hype I was. Bro, I was so hyped when that happened. Like, dog. Like, dog. Dog, 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 dog. Like, it was unthinkable, unimaginable hypeness right there. Dude, I'm telling you, it was amazing. I'm so happy it finally uploaded after 3 weeks of trying to actually upload it. It took 3 weeks. Oh my god. It took 3 weeks. Oh my god. I don't know why I've posted 2 hour videos in the past, but the videos were like over 2 hours long. Not over, like a couple minutes over 2 hours. And it wouldn't upload. And I've posted 2 hour videos before. So I don't know why. I truly don't know. But it's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Either way, remember, if you haven't already, please, I would appreciate you to follow me on socials. I would greatly appreciate it. Um, yeah, I would greatly appreciate it. Right, right, right. Um, Twitter and uh Instagram, both at anime, we anime. But Twitter is real, with all caps at the end. So yeah. Um. Oh, if you have any what if suggestions, please put them down below. Greatly appreciate that. If you do that too, or if you have questions that you want me to answer, or just questions in general, Put them down below. I'll answer 'em. Clearly not personal ones, but anything besides that, I will try to answer. Um, yeah. Go check out my most recent post on my like post tab. That a thing? You know what I mean. Just go check out my recent post. It gives a little bit of a hint into the future things that will be going on. Okay. Some things well, one thing, actually nothing you know about. I do plan on doing something crazy after for a new series. Um, yeah, but that will wait. It will give a little bit of a hint into the future. Okay. I don't know why I said it like that, to be honest. I'm fully unsure why. But I did. Also, sorry about the background noise. I can't control animals if you can hear them. I do impressions, kinda. Um, and I don't use scripts. I need to put that in like my bio of my channel. Like unscripted, like what if videos is what I do. Like I need to do that. I need to put that down there. Because all my videos have been unscripted. Like that's why I pause all the time because I don't use scripts. I don't got the time for that, dog. Okay, I don't got time like that. Or the patience to actually write down a script. I don't got that. Ain't no way. Anyways, let me get a drink of water, and then we can get into this video. Class on A would be in the back waiting for the um first uh trial, I guess, to come up, which still would be the obstacle race. Okay, nothing new there. Nothing new there. Waiting for that to come up. They would all be in their room, not like the locker room area, talking or just sitting down, maybe munching, maybe eating like a granola bar or something, drinking a water, something like that, getting them ready. Izuku would be sitting there beside Shinso, his adoptive brother, since, well, Aizawa and, um, well, Miss Joke, Emi Fukudo, I probably butchering that name, her name, um, adopted them both at two different times. Actually, Shinso earlier than Izuku, right? Two different ages, just adopted them. Now, they were close, but not as close as like if they were to be, well, could be. They were still close though. They still, I mean, they lived with each other. Clearly, they were close enough. I hope you get what I'm saying. They're siblings. They'd just both be sitting there, just quietly, as Shinso would tap him on the shoulder and say, someone's talking to you. Uh, Todoroki, what do you want? I'm here to declare war on you. What? That's not a normal thing people say. Is that? Did he just say he's gonna declare war on me? Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm too tired for this. You're not the only one. Oh, trust me, I know. You're still halfway injured. So, never mind that. What do you mean by declaring war on me? I'm just saying that I'm gonna beat you just with my ice side. I doubt that. You might want to rethink your options. If you need someone to talk to, I'm here, but you're not gonna beat me with your ice side only. No matter what you want to think, Todoroki, you're not beating me with only your ice. You're gonna have to heat up this place before you even have a chance of beating me. Because I still got tricks in my book that no one has not seen. Okay? So, heat this place up. Heat up this war we're going on. And let's see what happens. And then Bakugo would walk up and say, I'm declaring war on you too, uh, Aizawa, and you, Todoroki. You two are surpassing me. I'm gonna win this. I stayed truthful to my word. Yeah, that makes no sense. Either way, sure. As he would go to stand up, I should not be the only one you two worry about winning this, taking the win out of your hands. As then Izuku would walk off and just go somewhere, like use the bathroom because he, he thinks it's better start, so he might as well just go try. Like he would leave, use the bathroom. Those two would separate as Shinso would be approached by Kaminari and Kirishima. What? What just happened? Couldn't tell you. Apparently, war. But by the way I see it, this place just got entered into a deadlock. I know my brother's tricks. He ain't gonna be one to get pushed around that easily. Got nothing on Todoroki or Bakugo though, but I know what my brother does. Like you two are brothers? Yeah. I mean adoptive brothers, but adopted you both have purple hair. His is dyed. His like bangs are dyed. He dyes them. What? Yeah. What about you? Do you dye your hair? No. This is my natural color. Okay, okay. So could you give us a hint? No. I'm not giving you a hint on how my brother fights. You've seen the way he works. So You don't need to know anything from me. But I tell you this, depending on how this goes, we're gonna be here for a while. Long fights are on the headway. Wait a second. Did you say deadlock? Yeah, like Jujutsu Kaisen, like season 3, at like the end of it, like how um Okotsu and Yuro and Ryu were in that like three-way deadlock. Yeah, kinda, but we're not in Sendai, so we're close to Mustafa. So technically, it would be in a like a UA deadlock, technically. So the three strongest students in our class are going to go head to head at some point. Yeah, probably. We just better hope that this place don't get trampled in the wake. Yeah, we're all screwed. But might as well give it a try. Given he's fighting still halfway, he's fighting like a hand down, with a hand tied behind his back, is like a preventative like speech. Wait, you're wait. You're telling us Izuku is still fighting injured? I mean, yeah, but nobody else knows that but me, and I share a room with him. But you two share a room? Yeah. I mean, we do only have like a 3 bedroom like thing, and one bedroom is for the cats. So, and then the other one is for our parents, and that's one is for us. Whoa. Wait, where? How? He hasn't fully healed from the USJ. He did get thrown around half the time, and his forearms are still like cracked and bruised. Maybe I think one still might be halfway broken, but not like he's gonna do much. He has other ways of fighting. He's not an idiot. Well, fighting that monster head on was quite idiotic. And just taking the blows, dodging where it could. It wasn't a very fun thing to watch. Your own family get thrown around. He's an idiot. I mean, given no one else knows this, but now me and you two still wanted to do it. Well, and Nezu and Dad, but nah, it's his call. He doesn't care if he gets more injured or not. He has like some type of line that he plans on saying this on the one-on-one battles, like we were told. Like after who if he wins his first one, or once he gets out, he's gonna get like grab a mic or something and say, "Let my pain entertain you" or something. I don't remember. Either way, let's go. The obstacle course, like the first stage of this, would begin. All lining up in the hallway, Izuku around like upper closer, still middle, but closer to the front of it. Right. Either way. over the intercom. All right, let this race, let the UA festival begin. And then the firearm would fire its shot, and it would be ready to go. Like in canon, Todoroki would just freeze the floor. Like, Izuku just crushing the ice with his gravity, just on his feet, light, lighting himself up, like making him weigh less. You could see the purple like aura go around him, and his eyes would glow bright, and then blasting out of there, catching up almost nearly at first place. Him and like the people who would be up there, uh, Ida, Todoroki, Bakugo, and now Izuku would be up there in an instant as he would pass like Ida, not saying anything, getting closer and closer to Todoroki and Bakugo, who'd be having like a head-to-head like race, and then boom, the third man into this deadlock to say Izuku would say, "Y'all better keep up. Eat my dust." And then, see, he's just using gravity to push himself forward. It's sideways. There's no limit. Gravity moves whichever way it wants. It's not just up and down, okay? It can go side to side. That's what kinetic energy is. No, joking. That's not what kinetic energy is. Kinetic energy is when you just, it's like fast stuff. You could look it up. Quite interesting. I like learning about it. I probably know a little bit. I know a little bit. I know how it works at least. But yeah, gravity is not always just up or down. It's also side to side. So in the air, he would be pushing himself forward in like short bursts, but these bursts would be just pushing him so much through the air that it would just blast him forward and making like shock waves, just the noise, the that noise cracking through the air, heading through farther and farther and faster and faster. The other two, Bakugo and Todoroki, would catch up quite quickly because after seeing him just blast ahead of them, after him like taunting them, they would kick up the pace and keep the pace up there, catching up to Izuku. Now, even though he can do that in short bursts, he still, like his entire quirk is him eating and all the fat in it. So he doesn't use it a lot. So he just used the lightened, like he would just weigh, make himself weigh less with the gravity. Okay. But either way, he would keep on going and going faster and faster. Well, he would say in his head as the three um, zero pointers would be in front of him. I'll let them deal with it. Blasting on ahead. Just moving. He's not letting anyone know his tricks just yet. Another short burst of like a boost gravity, just going on, making it. He would just fly over the minefield area, and then over the canyon zone, right? He's just flying over it. It's not really a big issue. The others, I mean, like Baku and Todoroki, like they're all in this tight group, like the three of them right with each other. Sometimes one getting ahead, but then the other two would catch up. Another one going ahead, the other two would catch up. It would be an endless process, right? See, Izuku's mind would go to, oh, I could easily just push them back, but he wanted to win this fair and square, right? So he would just push them backwards and then realize, I shouldn't have done that. I'll push him ahead just to get enough with me. Do I push him back? I'm gonna push him back. We'll push him forward. Oh, down, up, down, up. No, I'm joking. It would still be a tight, a tight battle for first place, right? Sometimes one would go ahead and it would, like I said, it would just be a tight race, like close. Don't know why I'm using tight. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my pants are tight, a little tight. I don't know why. My belt? I don't know why I'm using the word tight, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Don't even know myself. Either way, it would come out to be, well, actually, as they would be ready to cross, hold on. Sorry. There we go. Finally. Ow. Finally, dog. Finally got it off me. Closer and closer to the finish line. Them all aiming for it. Izuku would get a little bit farther, but then Bakugo would get farther than him. Todoroki farther than both of them. And then they would all equal out together once again. And then as they would land on the ground, they would all just leap for it and then crashing onto the ground, rolling all together. The other two would get up without an issue. Izuku would hold his rib a little bit and then let go of it, sighing real deep. A tie from Present Mike's voice is what it would say, what he would say. Those other two would just, well, Bakugo would have a tantrum. Um, Todoroki would just give Izuku and Bakugo a like a scowl, a score, just a mean look. Like Izuku would pay no mind to it, and Bakugo and him, well, Bakugo would get in Todoroki's face before people would break it up. Well, Midnight would say, "All right, boys, get on back to your locker room. No, no, shoo shoo. It was a tie. Um, Izuku, may I talk to you? Um, yeah. Now? Yes, yes. Come here. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm doing fine. You sure? Yeah. Because I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. You do realize I'm a hero? I know when you're injured or not. You were holding your ribs real tight. I landed just hard on my side. Uh-huh. Sure you did. Well, I'll leave you alone about it for this, for now. But I'll be watching you, and I'll pull you out of this with a snap of my finger. Okay. Thank you for worrying. As he then would walk away, people then would be coming in, little bit by little bit, taking up the rest of the places. Then it would be time for the second round, second stage. Yeah, second stage. Sorry, I'm trying to think on the way I want to do this because I wrote down a game, like not a game, a stage that I want to do, but I don't know if I should do it or like the regular, like cavalry cavalry battle. I think I'll do the game just purely based on the fact that I think it's quite cool. Um, Now, given it's going to be quite different than anything like anyone else would do, it's not like the cavalry battle at all. I mean, except for the fact that you are allowed to like get teams and all that. See, there will be, I don't even remember how many like people there were. Like, there were quite a few teams in the cavalry battle, right? And well, there started out to be like 200 people in it, and it got cut down quite quickly into like 40 some, if I'm not mistaken. Like enough to where it would be like the main people. Uh, crap, crap. However many people there is now. Okay, the teams um would be 3 or 4 members of each team. Okay, 3 or 4, or well, actually, no, 2 to 4 members, right? And what this game is a modified like capture the flag in a maze. Okay, your flag is well your headbands, which have points on them, like in Canon. The teams would be scattered out through this maze in different parts, and their goal is to get to the middle of the maze, and then you're into the next, well, the final like stage of the um UA Sports Festival. Okay, I don't know what you would name this. Okay, but you can name it whatever you want. It's a modified like capture the flag esque thing. Each team would also be carrying a thing where all the headbands were tied to a pole, uh, tied to a like a flag. Okay, it would like be made into a flag, or no, the amount of points would be on the flag of your entire team. Okay, just written down, just scribbled on. Right. So Izuku's team would be a team made up of four people max, and that would be crap. I just realized why are they going to be carrying? I'll figure it out later. The Izuku's team would be well, Izuku, Shinso, Shinsho. I can't speak. Kirishima and Tokoyami. Yeah. Actually, not Kirishima. I do kind of like the Kirishima Bakugo like group. Um, Tokoyami. Mei Hatsume. I enjoy Mei. Like, I enjoy Mei's character. Let's do her. They would all be given like 3 minutes to figure out like what they're doing. One person would have to be like on the platform that they are carrying. Okay. No, that seems dumb. One person would be, I just, two people must be carrying the thing at all times. Okay. While the other two are protecting them or walking alongside them. Okay. Right. That's how this is going to go. And you must stay within sight of your, not sight, within a couple feet of your thing, or you're disqualified. Just extra rule. The two people that would be carrying it, the like platform that would be holding the flag up high, would be Shinso at the front, Kirish no, not Kirishima, Tokiyami in the back. Okay, Mei on one side, Izuku on the other. Okay, rest of the teams would be jambled around to whatever they must be for the people to get in this. All right. The game would begin. Each team would be given a lantern or a flashlight, whichever they chose, to be lighting up the path. Okay. And um, given the fact that they had Meihatsume, they would just Shinso would just be wearing a massive like chest like lamp. No flashlight, just massive. It's really powerful, bright as crap. As they would be walking for a while, about 5 minutes in of just walking on it, they've passed through other paths like around them. Given that Tokuyami is in the back, he would be using Dark Shadow to look behind them, right? Who would also have a light just directly pointed on them, uh, so that they don't go out of control. Okay. And there would be lights periodically in like the labyrinth-esque thing, anyways. They were all staying relatively quiet. If they were talking, whispering would be their only goal because they could hear other teams around them just loudly talking, like so loud. Like Bakugo, they could hear Bakugo's team, right? They could hear Monoma just blabbering about how 1B's better and stuff like that. Izuku would shake his head, like, you are allowed to fight in this, right? And to take their points to make sure you get in. There's two ways of getting in, either having the highest amount of points or a large amount of points, right? Or making it to the middle or to a different point where if you have enough points, you can just go in and then you'll be safe, right? And but there's only four of them and there's limited people that can get in there, right? But luckily, Izuku and his team would not have any issues with people or anything like that. So they would make it to the middle and they would be safe for the final fight. Other teams either making it to the middle or to the other 4 points that you can get into, which only one team can fit into, like the four things. And there are like hard to find, like very hard to find. Either way, they're fully hidden. They're like a secret door to get to it. So most teams were eliminated via time going short and them not making it to the middle in time, or them not having enough points to get into the secret rooms. Right. Okay. The first fight would be Denki Kaminari versus Izuku Aizawa. Um, all these fights are randomized. I have them written here. Kind of did just flip a coin for each character in it. This is what came out. Except for Izuku, I did want him in the first fight either way, and Todoroki in the second. So those two didn't get coin flips, but everyone else did. Um, well, not coin flips, like D&D dice. Whoa. Okay, roll through the dice. Catchphrase. Womp womp womp. I don't know what I'm doing. I keep on saying that. I'm not joking. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Okay, I don't. I truly don't. Okay, I don't. I got no clue what I'm doing, dog. But either way, the first fight would begin, or nearly begin, right? Izuku would be the first one to be called out, and he would like walk up to Midnight and give him. She would like she would know about the plan. Okay, like she would know about this, and she thought it was cool, so she's playing into it, giving him the microphone. Well, after saying, "Do you have any words to say?" As he would reach out, as after shaking his head, he would bring it up to his face, mouth, and he's gonna yell this, not yell this, but have but I don't know. He's just gonna say it loudly into the mic, which would echo throughout the place. He would have a little speech, just a little bit. He would say, "I hope you all enjoy the fights to come, but before you do, I have one thing to say. Let my pain, or not let my pain, but let the pain entertain you." He's fully treating this as like a, I'm sorry if you heard that. My thing is dying. I forgot to charge them before recording. So I'll try to get this quick and either way. Let my pain entertain you. Or something like that. I did just fully like Ilya Dragunov, WWE SmackDown roster member. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, and he's absolutely crazy in ring. And he was doing this like open challenge thing for the title he had, the U.S. title, right? And on the first time he done it, he made this speech before actually like doing the match, and he said, "Let my pain entertain you," and it's absolutely crazy. So that's really where I got that from, and that's what he would say, right? Either way, as they would continue, fighting began. Denki would be quite sweaty and just nervous because he knows how strong Izuku is. He knows that he will just probably go up in the air, but he was hoping he would stay on the ground. Yeah, that would not come true. I mean, it would. He would stay on the ground from what it would look like for Denki, but he's just a couple like inches off the ground as Denki would let out a mass of electricity, it not affecting him. Eh. He actually wouldn't like short circuit off of that first one. He just kind of gives a thumbs up, like, "Yeah, I win." Yeah, no, you don't. And then just he would crumble, just crumble to the ground. The thing would just crush a little bit under like the weight of it. You could hear Dinky just saying, "Ow! What? I got you got shot." As he would get closer and say, "Yeah, no, I did not." Dinky would stare at him and say, "You made a mistake." And then he would electrocute just everywhere, short circuiting most definitely off of this. Um, Izuku would just kind of take it. Again, he's not dumb, okay? He knows this is probably, oh, wow, this is gonna suck. Like, nobody's business, but let's see what he does. On the bottom of shoes is fully rubber, so it kind of does just conduct it all, like off of his feet. So even though he does still get shocked quite a bit, it's not enough to actually off him, okay, or put him unconscious. He is kind of just stunned, and he could feel his like arms lock up, but he knows my brain, bro. I don't need my hands to control my quirk. So he said the weight would go off as he would stumble backwards, as his hair would then start to stand up, like kind of like Aizawa's does, eyes glowing brightly. Denki standing there, nearly short circuiting, and then just pushed backwards by gravity, just pushing him backwards. Ooh, out of the thing. Winner, Zuku Aizawa. You okay? I'm gonna take that as a yes, as he would walk off, and he'd start slightly being like twitchy, just twitching, and the fights would go on. Uh, okay, winners win, losers lose. The Kirishima Tetsu Tetsu battle still does happen. Okay, I just want to make that clear. It's a very funny fight. They are like so equal that they just boo and have to deal with it during a arm like wrestling contest. Kirishima would still win. Okay. Either way, Izuku and Todoroki would be the next fight to start the next wave of rounds. Shinso losing his first fight, who would be against Bakugo. Um, he did not realize that, oh, Ojiro told Bakugo about how his quirk works. Because even though, I mean, like, no, Bakugo would already know about how his quirk works. Yeah, so never mind. Ojiro did nothing wrong. Either way, he would still lose his first fight. He would be up in the stands next to all the other Class 1A members. He would say, as he would lift his leg up and cross it over, looking at Kirishima, and he would say, "You better sit tight. The first fight of this deadlock has begun." What? I still don't get that. Like, deadlock, it's like a, like they're close in strength, dude. And they apparently, well, they took a while to get out here, so I'm guessing something. They may have talked. I don't know. I did tell President Mike that he should say something about the deadlock because I thought it was a cool idea. I felt cool when I was saying it. I could, I could tell. Oh, is that why you were kind of smiling when you were saying it? Yeah, I thought it was cool. Quite cool when I was saying it. Then Jiro would say, "Wait, what do you mean by deadlock?" Oh, as we probably already know, Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki are most definitely our very strongest like classmates. I mean, there's no debate. There's no debate. Finally, get something right, eye bags. Okay, a deadlock is like a tie, and so it made sense to me. Them being the like three strongest class like members of our class, and them all probably. I mean, whoever wins here probably going straight to the top because, in my opinion, no offense, Ida, Tokuyami, Kirishima, I don't think any three of you got a chance of beating these freaks. What? A freak? How am I a freak? Strength freak. Ah, that makes sense. But either way, it's a deadlock. So who knows who's going to win this? Who knows at all? The fight would begin. Them both standing there silently waiting for the other to move. And then boom! Izuku would make the first move as Todoroki would send a wave of ice. The large iceberg-esque move is what he's going for. But Izuku would say, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I'm not letting you do that. I'll send your iceberg down to the ground. I'll crush it." He would do so. He would crush underneath the weight of of his quirk. Sorry for the change in audio. But either way, it would change in an instant. The ice turning into a crystal, like fine dust. Todoroki would squint his eyes as Izuku would open his mouth to talk one more time. You know, I want to say this now, before we get into this any farther. You are not your father. That is not his quirk. It's yours, Todoroki, and truly surprised that you didn't figure that out sooner. I know your dad's in stands somewhere by the yelling of your name. So I'll say this. Go plus ultra, Todoroki. Heat up this place. Burn me. As he would move quickly across the stage as quickly as it could, lessening his own weight so that he can run faster. Moving around, pushing himself with the gravity forward. As Todoroki would say, I will not use my fire side. Another wave of ice he would send out would be crushed again as Izuku would get closer and closer. And then finally he would get there. You need a hug? Wrapping his arms around Todoroki, sending them both into the air. High and into the sky. Still in the parameters of the arena. He would say, you better use it, or I'll drop us both. And he would say this still in the hug. So it'd kind of be like, what? Crazily. As they would both begin to drop, just spinning head first over and over. As Izuku would say, all you gotta do, light us a flame. Let us burn into the sky. I'll stop us falling as soon as you light the wick of the slow burning candle. Still like a hard hug, like tight hug, just, you know, those hugs that some people give and it's just like constricting you and you can't really breathe. Kind of like that. Todoroki would say, please let go, I can't breathe. Sorry. He would lighten up his grip and still fully a full hug. And Izuku would say, hey, after this is all said and done, if you need anyone to talk to about anything, like we had earlier, you know you can come to me. Still coming farther and, closer and closer to the ground, Todoroki would look up, seeing how fast they were falling. Thoughts would go through Todoroki's head, as then finally he would say, fine, but you asked for it. I'll show you. How hot my flames burn. Izuku, even though Todoroki couldn't see it, he would have a massive grin as they would both, a couple feet before they would head straight first into the ground, Todoroki would envelop them both in flame as Izuku would push him away him, like, they would be floating, okay, and Izuku pushing him away, Todoroki, like, just landing on his feet, just a massive flame flowing off of his side as Izuku would just take off his, like, UA jacket. It would still be on fire as he would just try to pat out the rest of them on there. His hair, it would come undone in the, like, the ponytail that it would be in. Okay. I guess we gotta go all out, huh? I'll show you my tricks. Now let's go. He would punch the air, and then a column or cylinder of gravity, the purple gravity, like force field-esque thing, would push Todoroki back. He would just stop himself mid-air with the ice, as Izuku would say. I haven't thought of a name of it yet, but thanks, it's a cool idea. Now come on, hit me with what you got. All that you got. Just holding out his arms, spreading them, like, fully out, just staring directly at Todoroki. Todoroki would stand there, clothes still aflame. Fine then. The massive flame still burning. And then finally, flash freeze, heat wave, letting them move, the ultimate move, fly. Hold on. Should be good. Sorry. The doors on my area were about to fly open. Sorry for the noise. I did have to switch mics before my other one died. Either way, Izuku would stand there watching and... Alright. Okay. Alright. High velocity hammer. No. High velocity strike. Striking the air again, the large field of gravity and the explosion from the flash freeze heat wave would connect, causing the massive explosion, like that Cementos would intervene in. Glass would shatter. People would be blown out of their seats. Not literally, I mean, some would probably be blown out of the way, but people would be holding on to another person or holding on to their seat. or looking in shock as the explosion would cause a shock wave. And then dust would billow. What would be seen left after the dust would billow? Both competitors would be there on the ground, not unconscious, still on the ground, laying there. And they were close when they let the moves off, so they were blown away a little bit, but not out of the arena, out of the certain fighting arena that they were supposed to stay in. Both at the same time would roll over and get up, both injured. Well, Todoroki would have debris cuts and a burn or two on his left side. A cut from a debris, just a chunk of concrete just jetting across. A couple of those here and there, but nothing major. Izuku would have similar things with the cuts from the debris. His original shirt underneath the UA jacket would just be burnt away, barely still there, barely hanging on. You could see some bandages already there, and then wounds that are already just new wounds, just pieces of concrete, probably one or two still sticking in him, on his leg and on his in his shoulder, but that he would just reach up, the one in the shoulder and on the leg. They're not deep or anything, but they were deep enough to stick there, and he would just rip them off. Right leg, left shoulder. I wanted that to be known. Either way. Blood dripping from each of them, as in they would both stumble, looking at each other. Izuku would flip his hair back, his eyes glowing. Todoroki would stare, flames flickering. Izuku would say, "Let's keep going, if you still can." His breathing would become harder, but yet he would still move. He could hear his stomach already growling, waiting for food. He would walk. These two would still walk closer and closer to each other. Izuku would begin to laugh. You know how nice this all feels? It feels so good. The amount of times I've bled and cried for this to become a hero. And from my past, this is where it all comes from. My power is not from me wanting to save people. It's the need for pain from the things I've done in my past. Many things I could have prevented if I actually did stuff. So much. So much. So much. He'd just kind of be saying this in a mumble to himself as they would get closer and closer to each other. Todoroki, you could see his right side ready to frost over. His left is heat. Well, fire. licking off the left side of Todoroki as the right side would be ready to frost over. Let's do it again. The thrill. I don't care what happens to me. I already don't like myself in the beginning. So come on. Hit me with all you got. Finally reaching each other. Izuku throwing the first punch. Straight to the face. To Todoroki. Todoroki hitting the other with his right arm. Across Izuku's face. Todoroki hitting him with another in the sternum. As then Izuku would just headbutt him. This would cause Todoroki to stumble back from where they met. And then boom! Heat, fire, flame, exploding out the left side. Frost, mist, flash freeze. Heat wave would be fired off again. High velocity strike. Boom. Moves connecting once again. Cement toss nearly in a nick of time. Blocking again. These two blasting away again. One out of the arena or the set place. One still in it. After the dust will billow and then clear, the stadium would quit shaking once again. And then finally, it would be clear. The one that controls the gravity of situations would win. As close as that fight was, Todoroki did blast out. He did nearly save himself, but his hand would be out of it, so it would still count. Part 1 of the deadlock would end. But that doesn't mean a different situation couldn't have just happened. The other way around. Todoroki is not weak. He's probably not the weakest of the 3 strongest students. But yet he just has to learn a couple more things before he gets to take the stage once again. Fights would continue on of Izuku winning his next with quite ease since he was going against Kirishima, and him just pushing him out with high velocity strike, even though it was not named at the point of fighting. The fights would go as you would think. Bakugo winning, right? And then the final fight would be Izuku versus Bakugo. Part 2 of the deadlock and the final part of the deadlock. Well, the final part of the deadlock would begin. Izuku still quite beaten up from his fight with Todoroki. In his back of his mind, he would have to go all out from the start if he wants to win. Both students would move within an instant, getting closer and closer to each other with speeds like no other. Actually, no, there's so many fast people in UA. Like, they've seen speeds like this. It's crazy. But they would get up to each other quite quickly. Bakugo heading straight in for a explosion to Izuku, who would dodge the initial slap attack, grabbing him into a weird suplex. One arm under he probably attacked with the right, so under the right leg, lifting it up, the other arm around the back of the head and grabbing the arm of Bakugo. And then, boom, throwing him backwards over the head, him landing hard on the ground. Izuku standing there. As he would turn around, Bakugo would be back up, ready to bring another explosion, as Izuku would take this one head on. But as the explosion would go out, he would grab Bakugo into a hug, or in a grapple, as he would send them two in the air, and not letting go, them both falling. But he would fight back, trying to get Izuku off of him. But Izuku would just let go and push him away, as he would reel his arm back and say, "High velocity strike!" Boom! Pushing Bakugo away. But him being better in air control, he would just find his way back and exploding himself forward. Izuku then just stopping mid-air, just pushing himself back up and floating, waiting. And then as Bakugo would get close up again, after firing off two larger explosions from farther away, he then would get complacent and send an explosion at Izuku once again, who would just duck under and grab Bakugo again into a hug like grapple hold, as they would begin falling again, after going up a little bit, falling again, and him not letting go this time. But the weird thing is, Bakugo's speeding up their process by using explosions to blast himself downward. He would finally... He knows that Izuku is most definitely probably more physically stronger than him, but Izuku would let go, and Bakugo would turn around mid-air, grabbing him by the shirt and just throwing him down faster with help of an explosion. He would crash into the ground, not unconscious yet, but then after hearing Howitzer impact the palm straight in the face, Izuku would think, "Am I about to lose? Not like it really matters. I never expected myself to win anyways. Not like it really matters either way. Got this far. And I only got this competitive because I wanted to prove that I could still fight injured. But my arms is so hurt. I don't know if I have time to even block it at all, and I can only do with things with weight. I can't push that back. I don't control wind. I control gravity. Well, I got this far. He would close his eyes, but then reopen them, using his nearly broken arm on his right side, his forearm not feeling good. It'd probably be broken by this point. Him just fighting through the pain, reeling it back, putting it forward, palm and fist meeting hand to hand. High velocity strike and howitzer impact would meet head to head, and then boom, the mixture of the attacks would cause another explosion. But the thing is, as soon as that attack would go, Izuku would go unconscious, while Bakugo would be conscious, but just not out of the arena, but barely still in the arena. Barely still there. Just by a hair on his head. Just barely in. Craters. Well, Izuku would be laying in a crater. Literally, it would be a crater. Bakugo would stand up and say, "Don't you dare be done yet. I was just having fun." He would walk up, he would run up to Izuku, who'd just be laying there, and he would go down and grab him by what is still there of the shirt that he was wearing, lifting him up by it, and saying, "Hey, come on, wake up, fight me. You can't be done yet." But he was. He was still quite injured from the USJ. He shouldn't have even been doing this at all, but it's his own fault. He just kept on fighting. He wanted to prove himself in some type of way. But yet again, he is still human in the fact that his feelings of himself got caught up to him way quicker than he thought. His feelings of self-hatred. Oh my God! I hate sheep. I hate them. I know you can hear that. I know you can. It royally pisses me off that I know you can. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Worst part is, I hate editing. Probably won't even cut that out. If I did, then you won't be hearing this. But if it didn't, well, then I'm sorry. hate sheep. I hate them. I hate loud noises mostly, and they are very loud. Either way, Izuku's feelings of self-hatred got up to him, and him just wanting to suffer the feeling of hurt or pain and the hatred of losing that he doesn't have much of. Everyone is still a little bit competitive, even though you say you're not. But still, his self-hatred caught up to him, self-neglecting. So that's the only reason he even competed in this thing and got so far. He wanted to suffer the greatest loss, coming so close to the win, and you're still losing in the end. Even though Izuku couldn't go up onto the podiums and getting handed the medals, he would still get a medal. He just couldn't go up there since medical would have to get to him quickly. Right. He would still get second place. Third would head to Tokoyami, and then fourth, and then so forth. Whoever fourth went to, probably Kirishima. Sure, let's go Kiri. And yeah, that's how that went. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about my audio. My mic just saying, haha, I don't like you anymore. I'm dying. Yeah. Sorry, once again, the audio issues and this, and I hope y'all still enjoyed this video, though. I hope y'all come back for the next one, and yeah, catch y'all next time. Roll the dice. Bye-bye.